My name is Suelin Chen. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called Cake. We help people navigate mortality online with tools and great content. I am a mom to two girls, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And during my first pregnancy, my startup was very early. It was hard because I was running a startup and I had to hide it for a long time. And I did have a lot of nausea. I remember going to a lot of pitch competitions and feeling very nauseated on stage. And I accumulated many tent dresses. A tent silhouette was my uniform. You know, you wish you can time your company baby with your human babies. That's just not how it goes. I had not raised any money yet. The first check that I ever got from an angel investor was when I was 9 months pregnant. I remember I met him in a cafe and I was enormous. I always felt really amazed that he was willing to invest even when I was so visibly pregnant and ready to have a baby. So for my first daughter, the labor was really hard. In fact, I don't think I could even talk about it without crying for about a year. I went into the hospital. She didn't want to come out. So I went to the hospital on a Saturday morning and finally had her with an unplanned C-section Monday afternoon. And because I had pushed for so long and she was so far down the birth canal, the C-section was actually pretty challenging and long. And we both had infections by that point. And so I hemorrhaged a lot and had to get multiple blood transfusions and lost consciousness for a while. And so I was very weak afterwards. I couldn't walk for many weeks. And it was the most physically debilitated I've ever felt in my life. So it was really hard physically right afterwards. I think we internalize so many messages that are told to us that a natural birth is best. And I had, in the end, the feeling of disappointment and failure, feeling like I had failed her and that my body had failed me was really hard. And I did not anticipate that. And I think what I realized after, I got all sorts of stories from friends who had had similar experiences. And I think beforehand, people had been wanting to shield me from tough labor and delivery stories. And in hindsight, I kind of wish I had heard some of those so I didn't feel so alone. So that's one thing that, for friends who've gotten pregnant, I tell them that I had a tough time and I ask them, if you want to hear about it, I'm happy to tell you about it. The comments that you will get about trying to start a family and have a baby and have a startup at the same time are just horrible. People say that you're a horrible person, that you shouldn't do this, that there's no way that you can do both at the same time, and that you're even evil to even attempt it. It was really disheartening. And I think that seeing other women do it is really important to have that counter story, because so much of tech is so dominated by often young white men, honestly. And so their perspective about pregnancy, they don't know. I'll share one more thing just because I'm venting now, but I was on a panel and a course about entrepreneurship. And it was me, there was a young entrepreneur on the panel with me, and I was pregnant on the panel, so it came up. And the young man said, well, of course, investors, why would an investor give you money if you're pregnant? Because you basically can't work for 6 months afterwards. I said, babies sleep a lot in the beginning. It's not, but I kind of wanted to say, have you had a baby? What do you know about what that's like? And who are you to say that and perpetuate these misconceptions about what working moms are able to do? I would say that both times I was a little bit scared of the postpartum period. Just in both times, I got so much great reassurances from people who had gone back to work right away and made it work. And I remember this one woman who's been such an inspiration to me. She just kept saying, you will make it work and you will make it happen. And I kind of held that really close. It's also love that I am modeling for my daughters, what it's like to have other things going on, have work that you enjoy and love and care a lot about. I think it's a wonderful way for them to grow up and their mom.